Not anymore visible. So hello everybody, I'm gonna make a different video about today, about housing crisis problems and how are they hiding everywhere, because over here, at least in Bucharest, Romania, it started all the way from 2002, right after the September 11 problem. From 2002 and 2005 the prices have gone up like 4x. That's 400%, that's 4 times. And in 2005 it's already too late, it's gone, bye bye, you're never gonna get nothing anymore, no hope, because back then the salaries were $100, and I'm talking about the majority. I mean, superior degree university crap, maybe you get $200, $250, maybe $250, yeah, because you're a smart ass. But the majority is like $100, $150. So you couldn't, the access to having housing, it has disappeared. That's 2005 and 6. That's when all bye bye, gone. Why? Because they did that margin. Now that the margin that they said, it was so bad. I mean, I have to say it was so bad. I think at the stock market they said, at the supposed real stock market, we don't know what that is and how a normal person can access it and have fair chances of doing something on it without losing everything because he gets scammed. But anyway, at the stock market, the supposed real one, they said if you live in it for 100 years, you definitely will get 10%. So if your company is worth $1 million, when you get in, you're definitely in it's impossible not to get at least 10%. That's about 1,100,000 the next year. So your value will definitely go up. The most happiest scenario, you get up maybe even 20%. But that is their very optimistic, super optimistic evaluation for the stock market in 100 years. Of course, you have to live in that stock market for 100 years and not die off, just like 90% of them that don't live 100 years, companies, I mean. So yeah, but no, they gone past that. I mean, they 4x. So a home that was usually $25K, like $25,000, okay, it gone up to $100K in 2.5 years, 3 years at most. That's what happened over here, at least. I do not know. Everybody has to speak about their particular decade, where the fuck they lived, how they live, if they even checked for something like this. Of course, there are people who live all their lives under their rock and never even check the newspaper for how much is the rock next door. There are those people. But anyway, that is versus the supposed estimation of the happiest stock market alive, 20%. That is like a 400%. That is like trying to beat the futures of the stock market for 2,000 years. Yeah, 20 times. That is insanity. So that's what happened, and I wanted to make it clear, at least over here in Europe, in Romania, Bucharest and all that, where we come from, and me not forget, me not forgive, and all the rest. It just nah. When shit like that happens, you know something's bad. But of course, it happened, from my opinion, because there was a control, a checkup or something that checks and balances, kept it all okay and alive. But then the September crap happened, the September 11 attacks, and everybody started to whatever the fuck, to do whatever the fuck they want. And that's not how the real economy works at all, not even as a joke. And it's been going on. It's been it's been like what, 26 years, 25 years. Oh my god. Anyway, and I wanted to talk about this guy, because they said this guy, look at this guy. This guy is a supposed chief of the banks in Canada. Or anyway, some kind of excuse me, some kind of prime minister or something. And this guy is talking about this house here, which
in this real estate crash. Stupid are you? I mean, it's mind blowing.
To overpay, it is stupid. Yes, it is.
And Canadians are starting to wake up and realize that the economy is looking pretty bad. I mean, we know it already.
Do you know Do you know? Look at this guy, how he looks. Look at that face. Have you seen that face before? Have you gave it? It's black. Even if it's not the same guy from Nortel, it's fucking his brother or something. Look at it. It's just John Norton. It's supposed to be John Norton here. Let me make myself a little bit smaller if I can. Can I make myself smaller? No. Yes. Live? Oh, I can move myself. Oh, look at that. I can make myself small. Look at that. I can make myself a little bit smaller so you can see these shits out. Yeah. See, this is the documentary about the Nortel networks and the problems that they had back in the past. Look at this guy's face. And then look at this guy's face. I think they're related. Unless the eye color is different, but that can be modified. You know, I mean, what the fuck? And this is a joke about that guy back in then. This is another guy who made the documentary 2 years ago.
An achievement that will earn him the title of Canadian CEO of the Year. This is also John.
This is an actor playing as the John Roth guy.
Or rather, it's comedian impersonator John.
Exactly.
Not particularly well. There's no genuine attempt at his voice, and the mannerisms are way too high energy. And yet, the audience is eating up.
Final question, Mr. Roth. Where will Nortel be a year from now?
The Nortel is strong. I guarantee investors I will continue to generate profits. Now, if you excuse me, I have to get back to work. First change.
In this moment, however,
Yeah. So this is the situation that's been going on. They have a very big problem back then. Let me see what was the thing that happened to them. It had a very, very nice graph in this documentary somewhere around here. I do not know where the fuck it is. Somewhere like that. Yeah, that was a catastrophic fail, but it was. Anyway, I just wanted to point out the guy. This guy is a very suspicious guy to me, because he looks exactly like this guy, which was practically their biggest scandal and economical disaster that Canada ever created by after the global disaster that was whatever it, with the .com bubbles and everything. I don't know. I just wanted to make a video about this. Overpricing stuff to a level that's like 9 times or 10 times what it's worth really, or what, and more than 3.5 times that the people are supposedly possible to pay for it. You know, the possibility of actually paying for the shit. It depends on the times, it depends on the minimum salary and medium salary, because those are the people, the rest are not people, the rest are rich folks. They don't, nobody gives a rat's ass about them. They got money to live, so they should go and live whatever. That's the problem. It's not how they think. You know, if you're a baller, if you buy one of those McMansions, I mean, you don't life for you doesn't matter, you know. Where is it? The guy has the big McMansion here. Talks about the McMansion. Where is it, man? Yeah, this. This house. Okay, this is a McMansion. It's a big fucking house that looks nice, has double garages, has lots of 6 rooms, 6 bathrooms, 3 garage. I don't know, I see only 2, maybe it has another one in the back, we don't know. This is a baller house, okay? This is $1 million, like the guy said. It's $1 million. Yeah, definitely that is $1 million house. That you buy that, you live comfortably for the rest of your life with your whole family, and nobody stays out in the rain or snow. That is a baller house. Those are the rich people, you know, doesn't matter. But this kind of shit that happen to this kind of houses, that, look at, this is a garage house. I mean, okay, it has 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, which is very rich. Usually anything over 2 bathrooms is very rich. So maybe 350, but not $1.5 million. 350, yeah, but not $1.5 million. You know. And I'm talking about USD dollars, by the way. I'm not talking about Canadian dollars. I hope, just like we over here use the terms for housing in euros, you over there use the in dollar USD, because you know the Canadian dollar is not that big. Even though if everybody would have worked, it has potential. So yeah, I wanted to make people aware about this, guys. I don't know what the people are shading and doing about this problem everywhere, but that doesn't mean I forgive and forget. I don't. Not when you're dealing with the car, not when you're dealing with the wife, or with the properties. No, that is the last point. If I could, if I had, but I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have all the rules over here, like in the US, to shoot them up if they invade your property. That would be available. Fortunately, we don't have that because of religious problems, I guess. But maybe in time even that will change. Who knows over here. But yeah, I just wanted to warn everybody. Be careful about overpricing. Be careful about overbuying crap that's not worth that kind of money, because it will catch you. You will not lose everything, but you'll definitely lose something, which would be a lot, you know. So always make your calculus on the plausible potential customer. That is minimum and medium salary. That is the potential customer. That is the masses. That will always be the masses. The masses will not change. You're not in imaginary rich only planet that would rich people and ballers that like to shine their balls all the fucking time. It doesn't work like that. It never worked like that, and you have to snap back to reality. So be careful. That is my opinion. Warn yourself, and don't sell your assets like some people said, unless it's very, very profitable. You know, like 10 times more profitable than if you know how to do more money with it, like 3 or 4 times more. Of course, you can sell it, I guess. The monies will not go away too soon. Not in this century. I don't think in this century we're gonna have cash. We're gonna have economies. We're gonna have it like we're supposed to have it, because everything sucks ass. And there are a lot of bad people who like to snap and cheat and fuck around with the credit market and everybody else, and trying to sell scams and Ponzi's and cryptos. And those people, well, they are weighted in hell. I'm sure. I'm definitely sure about that. I mean, the guy with the fork is definitely waiting for them. And with that, I'm gonna stop making these videos. My channel will never be about this kind of stuff. I just wanted to be clear about my opinion and why I comment on this kind of stuff, because I look at this kind of stuff and I'm gonna be looking until the shit gets fixed. Everything has to be based on some normal. The normal base is minimum and medium salary at most. The rest don't count because they're filthy rich, and they don't count. They can pay for their own shining of their own balls. And the end. That's it. It cares because I know what happened, and I don't. It was not supposed to happen like that. I think it's not supposed to happen. But greedy motherfucking people taking the future money for 2,000 years. If you let them loose, if you blow up the skyscrapers, that's what happens. Evil people come like cockroaches from the ground and fuck around the planet. And with that, I'll be watching and commenting. If you delete my comment, it's very sad. I commented even on this video. I don't do it for all. I cannot. I don't grammatically make it perfect. My English is not my first language. Of course, is Romanian, and I'm not a writer, and I don't like to write no more. So if I'm writing, that something is very, very bad. If I'm using the keyboard to write, that means I'm making a very, very big and bad effort, only just for you. It could be good. It depends on the situation, but I am making a very hard a thing that I don't want to do in the first place, you know, because I never was about it too much. I never got grades on that. I mean, it was not my thing at all. But when shit gets bad, you know, like it's gonna get bad, like it did in the past, you know, you gotta make a video warning at least, just to make it clear. And until then, I'll be watching and scanning as much as I can. Of course, if I would have been more able to scan and watch. If I had sponsors, but I don't, and that's very sad. I have to have a job in the real life to survive, at least barely, like I do, and not die. And yeah, if anybody wants to be a sponsor, they can donate in the links. Yeah, they can subscribe, they can like, and they can share, of course, this video. And with that, I'm gonna be shutting down. Have a nice day. Be careful about what the fuck you buy and how you buy it, and check the history prices. Make an average for the 30 years and then buy it. And this is in properties. On everything else is different. Just saying. Okay, so in continuance to the last part, to the other part of the video, I wanted to continue with the beginning. You have to see these videos yourself of the housing market, and this Nortel, and what happens when it goes up like that and then it goes all down. Listen to this miss who bought a house like in the front.
$dollars to my name because I just took out every penny that I've ever saved, and this is on top of the deposit I've already made to buy a house. And wow, down payments are really large, and I'm broke now.
I mean, this is absolutely hilarious.
You are broke.
Buying a house in this market could be like catching a falling knife. As we'll get into right now. So somebody lost nearly 40% on this Mississauga Seni, and it's just absolutely crazy when you get into the price history of some of these as well. I mean, this is mind-blowing. So this sold for $920,000, which I know you're still like, that is not worth it. I mean, take a look around this place, guys. Do you think it's worth $920,000? I mean, yes, it's been redone in the inside here. Looks pretty nice in the inside, nice and modern, but it's still a semi for over $900,000. I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling, but it gets worse than that. We've got decades of price gains being erased here. Toronto.
Yeah, so like I said before, when people overprice their stuff so much, and their stuff, it's not even the people, it's the market. They say that's what the market says it's supposed to be, but it's not supposed to be like that, you know. Like what they did over here in 2002 and 2005, when they raised the prices like four times, from 25k to 100k in a couple of years. That's what happened, and afterwards it stayed like that. And in 2009 nobody felt it. It was nothing over here because it has nothing to do with us, you know, in the first place. And maybe it did, but they're not gonna talk about it. They just reinvented some kind of other credit that I'm gonna talk about. And this is what happens when you pay at the peak, when it was at the maximum price, you know. After that it collapses. It goes back to the normal. Where is normal? Well, somewhere around here it's normal, if you're lucky. What is that? The loss of 70%, 80% possibly. So you gotta be very, very aware of never buy when the prices are so high and they're not justified by anything and anybody. I mean, this is a 3-bedroom, 3 plus 3 bedroom and 3 bathroom. This is a luxury house, even though it looks like a garage house. It's probably long and comfortable inside. But 900, seriously? Nah. 250 at most. 250 because it has a lot of room. It's not pretty, but you know, it has a lot of room inside, so that's important. 3 bathrooms is important, the garage is important, all that. So that is just my opinion on this one. So I wanted to make it clear: do not buy when the prices are very, very high. Stop buying stuff. It's not worth it. It will never be worth it. And a collapse is imminent, from my opinion. And it's not just my opinion. It's all of the other people who are in the supposed business. That overpricing stuff is ridiculous. No. So like I said, overpricing stuff to the level of insanity is ridiculous. This is not a one-time overpricing. It's many times overpriced. Like what happened to us back in 2002, after 2000 until 2005, but usually, I mean, visibly it happened after 2002. Don't know why. 2002 and 2005, it gotten to the level of 4 times, and it never collapsed. By the way, it never collapsed. It stayed the whole way until 2012, when it started to rise even more. At the moment, over here in Romania, Bucharest, United Europe, EU, and NATO country, right? The prices are for the same stuff that was 25k. Afterwards, it was 100k. It can go over now 200, maybe even 300 in some rare new developed situations. So it's not even, it's more than 10 times. I'm not saying it should go back to the 90s era of pricing, because that's not plausible anymore. But instead of taking, like, making 4 times X, 4 times, you think about it, 4 times the price, 400%, okay? It should have gone like maybe 50% 10 years. That would have been reasonable. 50% over the 25k. That's about what? Let's be exact. Let's do the calculus. Very simple. 25k plus 50%. It's about 30 something. 37,700. That should have been the price after 2002 to 2011 and 5, excuse me. That would have been plausible, okay? And afterwards, probably every 10 years, another 50%. That would mean in 2015 would have gone plus another 50%. Okay, that's 56. So even after so many years, it still shouldn't have gotten to the level that it's gotten today. I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying the prices are okay. I mean, should be under the 100k. Some homes that were 25k, but I'm saying a 4x, 10x, 12x increase in price. It's outrageous and it's impossible. Like I said, 400%. It's supposedly the money for 2,000 years. So more than 400%, 600%. That's even more. You do the calculus on that. It's obscene. It's ridiculous. You know, and it's not right. It's not. And after stuff like this happens in years and years upon each other, no respect to any kind of percentages of nothing, bad shit will happen. And I just want to make it clear again, this is probably the level that stuff is going on. Okay, that is 10x. We have 10x also over here, if you do the calculus from the 2000s till today. So it's fucked up, it's not right. And after shit like this, bad shit happens, you know. This was a company that was on telecommunication. It was like the Vodafone of the year back then in the 2000, Nortel. It was a internet company that had gone bust. After they did all the hard stuff, it gone bust because they oversold their stock, and they did very bad stock problems. Like I said before, over here I don't deal in stocks anymore. I tried for a couple of times. I lost all the money in the supposed options that I was getting into because of different promotions that I saw and I wanted to test. And yeah, some of them worked, some of them didn't. But if you cannot cash out the money, cash out the profits, cash out with the initial investment, like you might say, with the profits, that means it's a scam. So all of them were scam. I stopped thinking about the stock market in 2019 because I saw every money that you put there, you're gonna lose it, or they're gonna scam it away from you, or they're gonna blame it on you, especially if you're making money. Oh, if you're making money, you become a danger. They're watching you, stuff like that, stupid shit. So don't believe in that anymore. And in the other stuff, there's no point. I mean, crypto is all a scam, and everything else is a scam. So you better just keep your money, use it wisely, invest it in stuff that makes other money in the real world near you, and don't, because it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very hard. Like I said, stuff upon stuff upon stuff of shit added and created new situations of despair, like the new stuff they created after 2009 and 10 and 12. They created over here interest upon interest. So when you go to the bank to take credit for a house, if you're a normal person, of course, I don't know if it's available for everybody else, you don't have the options that you used to have. Like you had the option for a fixed rate or a variable rate. No, they slowly took them out, like slowly, and now you have only the other option, which is interest upon interest, and interest that would be fixed like for 5 years or 3 years, and the rest, the other interest, which is separated, right? Like you have 5% and another 2%, 6%, possibly be 8%. You don't know what's gonna happen because it's separated, and it used to be between the banks, but because they couldn't pay it anymore, they splash it on the fucking clients, on everybody. So everybody who refinanced or redid something, they automatically got this in if they did not know about it, if they weren't informed. So the credit situation is worse because they invented that crap over here. It's interest upon interest, which shouldn't exist anymore, but they're continuing to do it because somebody told them to. I do not know what's that all about, but it's definitely very suspicious to me, and all of this free cockroach freeloaders happened after September 11. Is it all connected? Was it all planned? I have no idea, but it's definitely very suspicious and unlikable to me, that's for sure. So I don't like it. I don't support it, and it's not supposed to be at all. If you want to sell something like a credit line of some sort from a bank, you should have all the options available: fixed, variable, and this one with fixed and variable, or fixed and variable ROBOR, ERION. It's called ROBOR or ERCC, something like that. Some stupid shit name like that. They just put it there. If you want it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. So you don't have any other options. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if it was all correlated with the 2011 September 11 2001 September 11 happening, but all the bad shit started since then. I just wanted to be clear. And for the people who think they can squirm their rat their way around, I don't think they're gonna get away with it anyway, because everybody who knew what's the price on the other guy's rock, and what the other price sold and gave it to, I mean, it's very obvious, that's what's happening. That's what happens. And the housing stuff and other stuff, like I said, after 2012 going outside, they made the prices over here 4 times, 5 times more expensive, even more. So yeah, I don't know how this will turn out, but I just wanted to make this video because if they think in Canada they're the only ones who have problems, or in the US or in the UK, which is a total disaster over there, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I have no idea how they're gonna fix themselves. I don't know if they want to fix themselves, but anyway, the idea is not to get into that situation. Not getting into that situation is not buying $900,000 normal homes. It's just not happening. And other stories about this I'm gonna tell other times. What happened to me in my case back in 2000 and 2005. And why is it all called? Why I'm talking about it essentially is very simple, because if there is no homes, if there is no shelter, nobody will buy stuff because you have no place to put it. So no washing machine, no TV, no nothing, because there's no point. Why would you do that, you know? All of the consumer business, it's based on people having place to put them. I mean, if you don't have any place to put them, why are you going to buy a new TV or a console or a phone or a new sound system or a new furniture? Why? There's no point. If you're living in rent, you're not going to do that in the first place anyway. So it's very, very fixed and complicated why the economy doesn't work. People, if they cannot access a home, there's no real economy. If you stop and think about it, it doesn't work, except for the filthy rich, which the filthy rich, like I said, don't matter, because they're filthy rich and they have money, so who the fuck cares? But the rest of the people, the rest of the 80, 90%, maybe even more, depends on the country, the situation, there is no, you cannot, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't work. So everybody should be careful. Don't go into credit, don't go into debt when the prices are high and they're at the peak. You're gonna get scammed. Don't go into investments, because that's a scam. Don't go into crypto, because that's a scam. So the rest is just bank deposit, I guess, in the limit of the guarantee of the state. That's for sure. And putting your money aside, if you have any, if you have job that you can put your money aside and invest it in real things, real tangible things that are not on the scam land, because on the scam land the shit is bad. So just wanted to make clear, stuff can go down. It will go down. It will be catastrophic. And what is the point of it all? I don't know. But this guy definitely looks like this guy. And you have to be aware if it's all related somehow. Yeah, I don't know, but seems to me like something is very, very well cooked to rub us all out. So you better stay away, be careful. I don't know what's the whole idea. I don't know what kind of imaginary thing they live in. Of course, the people who work for the state, they are unfortunately in a weird situation, more paid than the real people who live in the real economy, which is very bad. And yeah, there was also some videos that I saw a year ago or even more, that people that they thought they're gonna find a way to get their money that they lost back in the 2000 bubble, which is preposterous. Once you lost it, you don't get it back. You get it back if you make a sue, if you sue them, if you make police, if you contact a lawyer and sue them, find their base and sue them with your lawyer and put them in court and all that, and maybe you'll get some of it. Maybe they'll settle. Maybe who knows what. I'm not knowing about all of it, but after so many years, to hear about people on YouTube, I heard about it. I mean, they were trying to smell it, you know. The idea of that is ridiculous. What is lost, they're not coming back. The only thing is, it's supposed to be something, new opportunities to reinvest in something real, but that doesn't, like I said, you cannot trust anything. I don't trust anything, and I'm not putting any money. I'm not even trying, not even thinking about it since 2019. I said scam is scam, so that's not gonna happen, even though it was very easy to go in and to start to make some money on the trades. But if you cannot get them out, if the commission is 35%, 2% per transaction and all that kind of shit, it's ridiculous. It's just, no matter how much you're gonna make, when you're gonna get it out, you're gonna be less than 50%. So that's a scam to me. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, I wanted to make this video, like I said, first of all, because it affects the normal selling of the PCs, just like everything else. Because if you don't have shelter, if you don't have a place to live and to make your living, you're not gonna buy anything, because food and survival will be in front. So if they don't fix all of these things, all of the things combined since 2000 And now I really do not know where can anybody find any hope. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now, and I hope somebody who cares and who understands what I'm trying to say, or has at least a 60% idea of what I'm trying to say, makes it understood for everybody else, and you know, pass on the information, share, comment, say something, do something, because if not, you're gonna end up like that girl who sold everything and bought the house at maximum price, and it's gonna go down. It's absolutely gonna go down. And this guy on his channel has a lot of situations similar, and this is not the only one I follow. There's other two in the US, and him in Canada, and I'm sure there are many others, but I'm not gonna make my channel about this kind of stuff. This affects us as PC makers, PC consumers. It affects the situation because of people who cannot have a home, they cannot have a PC. It's very simple. You don't have where to plug it in, and living on a Steam Deck is not it's not a on the train. Yeah, possibly it's a thing for the train and for the car and for the kids, but not something that's like, you know, for a long term. You ain't gonna, that's not gonna happen for a long term. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling and let you think about it, and let the market think about it, and that's what happened over here, that's what's happening over there now. Maybe it's karma, maybe it's something else, maybe it's all correlated, maybe it's all created specially by evil people who want to fuck everybody, to let them alone in rent, right? And to say like those little Satanists, you will own nothing and be happy. I doubt it. That's impossible to do, because if you don't own your house, if you don't own your car, you don't buy anything for it, the whole economy breaks down, civilization breaks down. Nobody can live in that situation, and we over here know about that because we lived in communism. Well, my parents did, unfortunately. They worked all their lives in communism, so at the end it doesn't work, so it fails. It's that simple. So the Davos and Klaus Schwab, or whatever, the crazy person who said stuff like that, should bury himself under a rock for the rest of his life, if he has one anymore. And everybody else who thinks about that kind of idea, they should like disappear from the free world. And with that, I'm gonna stop commenting, and we'll see how it's all gonna turn out. But I think it's gonna be hard for all of them. And see you next time. Have a nice day.